Let us know when you're ready, Chief.
Yeah, who do I have? I have KOM, PDN, Post. Okay, all right. Yeah, absolutely. Is it? Okay. Give me a minute, guys.
That just got you all up, huh? And then he says,
I'm gonna reply when the.
well, yeah, we're just putting it all together, so. Everybody keeps calling, so we'll just put it out one time, so we answer everybody's questions, and that's why today is a little bit different, because. He decided, okay, let's just put it out. He went with 11:30, and I'm like, are you sure? That's kind of lunchtime. I should have said mine. We don't have to watch. And watch.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
Hi, Havre, good morning, everybody. I'd like to thank you all for coming out today for our press conference. And today's press conference is a continuation of the investigation into the disappearance and death of Mr. Adam Messier, a 39-year-old male from the village of Tuman. As you know, yesterday we issued a press release regarding the arrest of Curtis James Bloss and Donovan Elliott Alianza Carriaga for aggravated murder in connection with the death and disappearance of Mr. Messier. As I informed you yesterday, the investigation was ongoing and continuing, and yesterday, an additional arrest was made on a Mr. Brandon James Flaherty, male Caucasian, 29 years of age. He was also charged for aggravated murder. Now, in addition to the 3 arrests, information was developed and leads were developed, which led us to what we believe are the human remains of Mr. Messier. Now, of course, the positive identification is pending through the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner's Office. However, based on all the information we've received, based on all the information we've gathered through the course of this investigation, we strongly believe that the remains that we recovered yesterday at a location up in Jigo are those of Mr. Messier. And all 3 individuals have been charged and are awaiting further court proceedings. We have been communicating with the Attorney General's Office, Prosecution Division, in the development of this case, and we'll be working with them closely as we move forward. Okay? And so if there's any questions, I can take any of your questions. Anybody have any questions?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
So with the remains being found in Jigo, can you say like if it was connected or in the areas of like where some of the charged or arrested individuals lived? Because I know some of them lived in Jigo. Can you share that?
I think what we can say is that the information that we got that lead us to believe that the remains are of Mr. Messier is that the information was developed through some of the people that were charged in this case who had personal, intimate knowledge of where we could find the remains of Mr. Messier. Yes, ma'am.
When can you guys confirm that this is for sure his remains?
And so I'm glad you asked that question. I just got off the phone with the chief prosecutor, Mr. Brazo Malin, and so we are working now on bringing in the forensic pathologist from Hawaii so that we can make sure that we conduct proper examinations of these remains. Yes.
And you said you received information, Chief, about about the body of Mr. Messier. Where was he located?
At a location up in Jigo.
Okay.
At a ranch, I think it's a ranch area? Yeah, a ranch area up in Jigo.
Was he buried, or they just abandoned his body there?
No, the body was buried. And I'd like to mention also, we would also like to thank the assistance of the Department of Public Works. They were able to help us in the recovery of these remains. They were helpful with their heavy equipment and their personnel. So I'd like to thank Mr. Vince Ariola, Ms. Linda Ibanez, and her team at the Department of Public Works for helping us out.
Did you receive a confession from the suspects that pretty much led you guys to that specific location in Jigo?
It was through information that we developed through the course of the investigation, either through interviews of witnesses or even through the suspects.
I know a lot of the details that we saw in court documents hinged on the information given from one witness at the scene during the alleged attack. Do we see that there might be additional suspects for arrest being made?
Yeah, so in this investigation, we believe that there were 4 people involved. However, only 3 have been charged. It is one of the other, the 4th suspect, unfortunately passed away in 2019.
So, so you can confirm the Flaherty was he the unnamed individual in the magistrate complaint for the Blas and Carriaga?
Well, remember, there's 4,
Yeah,
so
there's
2
4.
were arrested,
Yes.
and so Flaherty was a pending suspect,
Yeah.
and then the 4th suspect, of course, he's unnamed because he's passed away, he's deceased.
Okay.
I know investigators and Crime Stoppers worked really close with Adam's family
Right.
Throughout the years to help him try and solve this case so that it wouldn't go cold. You yourself gave the unfortunate news to Ms. Joanne just yesterday morning.
Yes. Yeah, we wanted to make sure, of course, that the family finds out from the Guam Police Department of what the developments are in the case, and of course, not through the media. Yeah.
What were your thoughts or your feelings about just how this investigation unfolded, seeing as it's 4 years later? It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it is. You know, of course, it is heartbreaking whenever we have a homicide case. But I'd like to thank our community because we keep the community informed through the media, and also working with our media partners. We keep our community informed, but it's also through the community that we also get leads that help us develop cases. And no matter how old the case is, even if the case goes cold, we never stop. We're unrelenting, and we will always continue leads whenever we get them, because this is just one of many multiple unsolved homicide cases. But I think it's a relief for the family that they have some type of closure now instead of just a missing person 4 years later.
Yeah.
Question, will Thomasina Rios also be in trouble for withholding this information?
Again, we're going to leave that up to the prosecutors to determine if they want to levy any charges against her.
And I know that Ms. Rios had also mentioned to your investigators that there was mention that Adam had threatened her now deceased boyfriend at the time, saying that he'll go to the landlord with information that he's using illicit drugs on the property. Is that the motivation that resulted in that attack?
Yeah, we believe that there was an altercation that occurred, and whatever we're not going to discuss the motives for that altercation, but we believe that an altercation occurred, which led to the eventual beating of Mr. Messier, which caused his death. Yeah.
How long do we expect results from the autopsy?
I just spoke to the Chief Prosecutor, Basil Malan, so we're actually just working right now on coordinating the flight for the for the medical examiner, forensic pathologist from Hawaii, to come in. Yeah. So as you know, that may take anywhere from a week to a couple of weeks, and then of course their actual examination. Yeah.
And can you confirm that the officers with CID are on scene in the Hannum area?
Regarding
the case, what exact part of Jigo are they in, the officers, where the body was found?
I don't have the exact address. I mean, we're talking about on these places don't have a physical address, like 144 Cruz Street, right? So we're just working with like maybe jungle areas. But we're here to talk about the Messier case, and I think you might be digressing into another case. Yeah. Yes, sir.
So I know when he was already found missing, he had a conviction for a sexual offender, he was convicted to be for sexual assault, and it was soon reversed by the Supreme Court. But even though he was missing, he was still being, they were still executing like bench warrants for his arrest and everything like that. I was wondering if you can comment on that kind of procedure and what GPD does, and if someone's missing but they still have to appear for court, how long do you keep looking for them?
No, so when actually that's a task attached to the Superior Court Marshals.
I see.
If an arrest warrant is issued,
Okay.
We execute warrants, or arrest warrants, when we come across these people during the course of other cases, yeah. Like a traffic pullover, we would ask for a check, and then we discover that they have outstanding warrants.
I see.
And so investigators are pretty much wrapped up with this case as of now as we.
I believe all the major leads and all the major investigative steps have been taken, and I think we're very close to wrapping up this case. And I think the biggest part now is the positive identification.
I know we are here for the Messier case, but would you be able to give any information about the Michael Castro case?
No, again, I don't want to take anything away from this press conference. This is, a press conference to inform the community and, make sure that we deal with the family of the Messier case, and have them deal with what's going on. Definitely, if there is any developments in any other major cases, we'll definitely issue a press release, or we will call for a press conference. Okay?
I think a good point, Chief, to my colleague over there bringing up that case. I know we're not here to discuss it, but interestingly enough, we were able to locate a body in this case to help move in the prosecution of them moving forward. But like she said, in the Castro case, he hasn't even been located. And so some would argue no body, no crime. I mean, is there any progression in locating where they might have?
Yeah, and so we, of course, arrests have been made already in the Castro case, and so we're still moving forward with that case. And again, if anything comes up, any major breakthroughs, we will keep the media informed, of course, because we want to make sure that our community knows of what's going on.
So not at this time.
Not at this time. Yeah, and I'd like to also thank the hard work of the men and women of the Criminal Investigation Division. They put a lot of effort into the Messier case. And, we're here today because of the work that they've put forth. And, they're led by Captain Scott Wade, who's the acting division chief for the Criminal Investigation Division. Okay, so thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Take care. Have a good day.